Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones and our amazingly large siege here. We have a number of different options as well. Of course, we could request a parlay, but of course we're not going to do that. No, that's not going to happen. We could also break out, but that is of course going to cost us way too much. And sally out and ambush are pretty much the only things that I am currently considering. Otherwise, we could just wait and see what happens with the opponent's decisions. Now, for me personally, I think we should probably go for an ambush. They currently have quite a few pieces of siege available for us to ambush, so let's actually just try that out and see exactly how that goes. Because if we can actually make it work, we can pick off a couple of enemy forces, and we will have an overwhelming advantage while we do so. So it's not going to be one of those times where we go in there and we're thinking to ourselves, okay, this is kind of harsh, and that is not what we want. We want it to be a little bit more doable, but not like, not like such an overwhelming, problem for us. All right, so here we go. This is our wonderful ambush here, and we can destroy their siege engines. So we've got a bunch of cavalry. They're going to be charging out here. This is actually really quite amazing. I think this is a very new feature. I haven't done this very much at all. And you can see here that they do have a number of, well, their own forces here, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do some damage to them. We will be attempting to probably sally out after this, and we'll see how that goes. Hitting my own man as I do, as I do. That's generally what I like to go for. Oh, I just shot Tyrion. Hilariously enough, wait a minute, Tyrion's on their side? I thought Tyrion was on our side. Okay, that's really weird. Well, whatever the case, I'm just going to shoot Gregor here. Gonna shoot Penelope as well, and hopefully not get shot by her in return. There we go, and we have already destroyed their siege, so they're gonna have to remake that, which is pretty good, I suppose. I don't think we need to be too worried about, their siege towers or anything like that, but it's always nice to eliminate a couple of their... Oh, we actually killed that guy. Whoa. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I think we killed an enemy lord, and I think their lord is actually dead, like purely dead. So that's also another way that we can actually achieve relatively decent victories here, because that's going to thin out the amount of armies that are available in the larger army, you know what I mean? So it's just going to be like parties of the opponent just thinning out. Enemy reinforcements have arrived, but that's absolutely fine. Oh, headshotting Joffrey, there you go. He is not going to be pleased. Alright, so is this siege tower dead? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's absolutely fine. What about the other one? Is the other one still alive and kicking? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Alright, yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue, but maybe not. Maybe we don't care about it so much. Maybe we just want to eliminate some more enemies. And there you go, there's another one. And maybe I can just do some damage here. We're actually doing a lot of damage with our axe right now. I've got to be a bit careful because they all have pole arms, as you can see. They're all going to be doing massive amounts of damage. Do I need to tell them to charge in, actually? It seems like I do need to tell my forces to charge in. Otherwise, they're just going to be standing back there, and it's not going to be particularly useful. Nice headshot. Yeah, that wasn't. What a classic. Alright, well, I think once we have destroyed the siege tower, I think this actually requires a little bit of strategy. So I'm just going to go around the side here. Maybe try to do some quick damage. Yeah, that's all I could do. That's all I could do before the enemy was around me, and definitely want to be a bit careful of that. The enemy is organizing. Consider a tactical retreat soon. Well, I'm actually just going to destroy this, to be honest. There we go. That's dead. Fantastic. And there we are. It is time to retreat to the castle. Alright, so let's do that. Let us retreat to the castle. And, well, all of my friends are actually murdering everyone. So I'm not sure how much we really need to do that, but I guess I should tell my people to... Well, actually, they're running them down. Should I actually do that? I mean, how many have we killed so far? The enemy has killed 11, we've killed 46. Yeah, okay, so we should probably just tell our people just to come back here. And I think it's probably a good idea for us to just retreat. There doesn't seem to be any point to do anything else, so we might as well just do that. Unfortunately, I did take quite some damage, so I will not be able to participate in the siege. Which is... Why? Why is that a thing? Okay, that's super, super weird. That's very strange, because you know what's going to happen, right? The enemy is not going to be able to do anything. They are very, very clearly going to lose, as you can see right here. Look at how many kills we're getting so far. We outnumber their kills by such a significant margin. It's absolute insanity. So yeah, you can see that. Look, we've killed over 1,000 of them so far. I'm not going to be hitting the retreat button, that's for sure, because we are quite clearly winning. And if they want to retreat, then that is all very well and good. But here's the thing. Do bear in mind, we destroyed their siege equipment, and this is the reason why they are taking so many casualties. I feel like even if they had siege towers, we still probably would have been able to achieve victory, but the possibility is there that they would have been able to make it to the walls. And if they make it to the walls, well, you know what happens then. We get some big, big problems happening for us. Anyway, I'm just going to speed things up. There you go. We actually got a victory. Look at that. 50. Wow, I actually got 54 renown, surprisingly enough. And Jacqueline Bywaters. Is that on our side? I don't know. I don't even know. I've never heard of this person, but that is not saying much. I don't really remember people too easily. No, it is on the enemy side. Okay, so that's actually really, really great for us. And there you go, we actually plundered 12,000, and we can also take these guys prisoner, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's do that. There is... Wait a minute. That's Jacqueline Bywaters? Okay, that's a bit weird, but yeah, unfortunately not able to recruit them. As you can see, we can't recruit Jamie either, so that's kind of sad. But yeah, I'm going to be attempting to take as many people prisoner as possible, including Joffrey, of course. There's another Jamie. Oh, there was 2 Jamies right there. There was 2 Jamies. And there's a Willem as well. Oh, there's 3 Jamies. There's 3 Jamies. Okay, that's absolutely fantastic that we also rescued our king. Yeah, that's real nice, actually, rescuing our king. Alright, so I'm actually just going to be moving on. I mean, I can place the prisoners in the garrison, but I don't know how much that's really going to do. How much does that really do for me? Not much. Gonna just be taking them just in case, because, you know, maybe I can try to persuade them to join us or something like that. We've got some Lordly Lannister armor as well. That's going to be super, super useful for us, potentially. We lost one of our own, but the enemy also lost one of theirs. So I suppose that's a relatively okay trade, but I'm not that big a fan of it, to be honest. But what can you do? Sometimes you just can't really do much about it. Anyway. Let's actually put a bunch of people in here. Let's put a bunch of people in there. Okay, wow, there's way too many prisoners. Yeah. There is way too many prisoners in here. Okay, that's not really going to work. Okay, I'm going to have to sort them by tier. And then we will have to do a little bit of something. So let's have a look-see. Let's sort them like so. I'm going to have to take a couple of these guys, couple of these guys. There we are. And then I'm basically just going to take the rest, and we're just going to sell them, I think, because otherwise the prisoner garrison is just going to explode, and they're going to release a huge amount of troops, I assume, and that's not going to be particularly good. So I'm just going to be getting as many people as I can here. I'm not really caring too much about the unit quality at the moment. I'm just kind of taking everyone that I see, and... oh. Yeah, that's exactly the problem, isn't it? Actually, now I have no idea which one I actually took that I didn't mean to, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so broken men, there we are. That's absolutely fine. Let's do this. There we are. Okay, so the one thing that I want to do is I actually want to keep the tier 6s. I think we have some tier 6s available. So I would like to keep them, if at all possible. So for example, these guys, I'd like to put 135 in there. And I'd like to keep the Northern Mounted Warlords and the Captains of the King's Guards, and that's pretty much it. I will come back in here real fast in just a second, so we don't have to worry too much about them leaving the prisoner's hold at the moment, because of course time is not going to pass. But, as you can see, if I ransom my people right now, I'm going to get 120,000 gold. Yeah, and that is without vassals. Bear that in mind. That is literally without vassals, which is actually kind of insane. So we're just going to do that. There you go. Gain 15 skill points in roguery, which I gotta say is an absolute... I feel like that shouldn't be that shouldn't be legal because I literally should have gotten, I don't know, 50 points in roguery or something like that. But unfortunately, I just don't have any focus points in the skill. If I had focus points in that, I would have gotten so much more. I mean, I got 15 points, and yeah, I probably would have gotten, I don't know, yeah, as I say, like 50 points or something, I don't know. Don't know the calculation on it really, but the fact is, it would have been so much better. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what we should really take for throwing weapons here, because both of these are just not that useful for me, so I'll just take the accuracy, I suppose, and then we'll just go back on into the dungeon, and we'll just be taking the, well, basically it doesn't really matter because both of them are tier 6s, as you can see, so I guess I'll just take the Northern Mounted Warlords and the Captains of the King's Guards. Are these guys actually really good? Yeah, they are, as you can see. Yeah, both are, actually all of these are pretty good, so we'll just take that, and yeah, these are also the noble units too, so that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, so we're just going to basically leave it like that, and you can see here that we literally have, what is it, 3 Jamies. Yes, 3 Jamies in our prisoner. Actually, no, 4. We have 4 Jamies. 5, in fact. What? Okay, never mind. There's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. I assume that is to do with the Service Soldier mod or something like that, because I don't think that was happening before when I played this mod. So yeah, I think there's definitely some weird interaction going on, which is actually hilarious. Alright, so obviously what we want to do is we probably want to create a party, right? We probably want to create a party and then just take some people out of the garrison and see what we can do with that. This Tyrion is actually with us right now? Why is he with us instead of running something? That's kind of weird. Alright, so wait a minute. Yeah, so he's actually in our party right now. He has... Wait a minute, this is so weird. He only has... Wait. Isn't his steward skill supposed to be... Yeah, it is. It is really good. He's got 220. Okay, so that's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all my people right now. I don't need such a large army right now because we are very clearly wonderfully defended. We don't need to worry about Lordsport anymore. I've got a massive amount of cash, and I am now going to make an army solely out of me and Tyrion. Just going to level up our leadership a little bit and... you know, obviously just have a slightly larger army with which to do what we want with, you know. So let's just do this. There we go. And we're just going to give him a bunch of units. It doesn't really matter what kind of units. We're just going to give him some good ones. Relatively decent. There we go. Something like this. Oh, yeah, he only has 65. No, he doesn't. He actually has a lot more than that. So, yeah, that's actually wrong, but... Oh well, I'm not here to say whether it's wrong or not, but yeah, I'm just gonna give him a bunch of these. Should I just give him everything? I don't know, I feel like I should just give him everything I have at the moment, which is really not what I wanted to do, but I kind of feel like I have to now, because he just doesn't have a huge amount. So I guess we'll just do this, and then we can call for an army straight away. So let's just do that. There we go, create the army, and where is he? Oh no. There he is. Is that him? Is that actually the one that I've given? I think so, right? I think that is him, yeah, because it's a 0 cost for the influence. So that's actually very nice. And now what we can do is we can go into the garrison, of course. We can just sort this by tier, and then we can just take a bunch of high tier troops. And, well, I'm actually needing to see how much space he actually has in his party. Let me actually just very quickly move away over here, and then let's have a look. Donate troops. Okay, so no, he only has 120. That doesn't make any sense. He has 220 steward skill. He should literally be having a massive party size. 120 is really not... You should have so much more than that, surely. I'm actually quite surprised that he has such a small number, but okay, well, there you go. Anyway, there's a bunch of ransom offers coming in, of course. We're not really going to be worried about that too much. And yeah, I think the best thing for us to do is maybe go on the offensive. I am actually not sure, because if we go on the offensive, we're probably going to see some issues. Yes, we're probably going to have some pretty big problems, but we have successfully defended. It seems like we are attempting to take the twins again. Oh my, I really wish that we had the ability to influence who gets the twins more than we currently do. Maybe when the vote comes up, I might be able to do something. Anyway, this is the, you know, splinter faction that's currently going on here. I can even create my own faction, and as you can see from this, a faction is a group of clans in a kingdom with a common goal. If a faction gains enough support, they will begin a civil war. If the rebels win the war, their demand will be upheld. If the loyalists win, the rebel clans will return to the kingdom. Victorious clans will gain influence in relations with their fellow victors. Defeated clans will lose influence. Clans may start a faction by spending influence. So in other words, if I get a load of support from a huge amount of different people and clans within the Iron Islands, I might even be able to start my own faction and then see what happens from there. So I'm kind of a bit antsy about that. I'm kind of hoping that we might be able to do something. Not sure if that's going to work, but we can just try our best, can't we? Anyway, let's actually just have a quick look and see. No. So the game has quite clearly updated with his steward skill, but he is just having only 120. As you see, he only has 120, which is really, really weird. I mean, it increases his party size by 55, which is exactly what you'd think it might do, but he must have an extremely low amount of renown or something like that. Maybe he's one of the clones, you know? Maybe he's one of the clones of the Tyrians, because there's a bunch of Tyrians in the game. Anyway, we have a fellow here that we might be able to attack. Let's actually have a look at him. Okay, so he's got 26 banner knights. Those are the ones that we need to be very, very careful of. And how much do we have? Well, we don't have too many mounted units, as you can see. Yeah, I'm not sure whether we can achieve victory here, considering we are actually outnumbered as well. Maybe I want to... Do I want to pull some more people? I'm not sure if I can actually get more people, because they might have already been pulled into some nearby armies. Okay, so we're just going to get 2 people just to kind of make ourselves slightly stronger than this fellow. Maybe we can get some people to come over in time. Oh, yeah, there's a much larger army coming in now. Yeah, okay, yeah. So these guys are now going to have some issues. Tyrion Lannister, Tyrion has escaped from captivity. Tyrion's working for me, actually. Oh, that's very funny. Anyway, let's actually see what happens here. Where are they going? They're traveling to Banefort to besiege. Banefort is here. Okay. That's a little bit strange, I gotta say. Not entirely sure what they're intending to do. Traveling to Lordsport to besiege. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. So that's very good. Let me actually just increase this. And as you can see, this is what my town is looking like right now. Sandra's doing an absolutely fantastic job. Loyalty, well, not loyalty, but prosperity has unfortunately gone down quite considerably just because of the siege that went on. And it seems like these guys are not deciding to do the siege anymore, which is very sad. Wait. Maybe we can force them into a siege and then I can just enter it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we can break in, which I really don't like to do, but this is usually the only way that you can kind of trap the AI into doing a siege defense, because otherwise, as you saw, if you're in the garrison when they approach, they're going to reevaluate exactly what they want to do. So I'm going to break in. As you can see, you and most of your men may get through, but as many as 60 troops may be lost. So let's go ahead with that. And as you can see, there we go. We lost, 38, and I lost a couple there as well. So there we go. Now we have 874, and hopefully he's actually going to be going through with the siege. Obviously, I could potentially sally out, which might be an idea. But I kind of want to do a siege defense, because sallying out obviously is basically just a field battle. So it would actually be kind of cool if we could get a siege defense going, because there is a ballista on the walls here, as you can see. And I heard from someone that if you fire a ballista in a siege defense, it actually gives you engineering skill if you get kills with it. And so I was thinking to myself, yes, I would love to do that, because if we can do that, that means that my engineering skill is going to go up by a dramatic margin. Unfortunately, it seems as though there is a massive, massive army coming in now, Do I want to sally out now? I guess so, right? Yeah, sure. Guess I have to do that. There we go. Yeah, we've got everyone joining now, which is actually hilarious in itself. But yeah, there you go. All right, fine. We'll sally out. Just because I'm forced into it, I would have much preferred to do the siege defense, because as I say, it would have definitely given me some rather much needed engineering skill, or at least hopefully it would have given me some. Alright, well, let's just move our forces onto the top here. We have primarily infantry, as you know. And let's just see that these guys have a massive amount of... Whoa, they have loads of cavalry. Okay, yeah, these fellows really know what's up. They are making things quite uncomfortable now. This is actually incredible. A massive amount of cavalry here. Kind of makes me wish I had that glaive now. I should really get the glaive. Let's actually just tell everyone to charge in here, because there doesn't seem to be much point in actually doing anything else, because these guys are literally just charging us straight here. And, well, the fact that most of our troops have pole arms should sort them out relatively easily. But, yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes that's just not how it goes. Sometimes you're just going to have to be a bit careful, and maybe, just maybe, the pole arms are not going to be enough. Well, it seems like it is definitely going to be enough, because most of the enemy are being completely and utterly obliterated. As you see, we've got 90 kills and counting. So this guy is attempting to do something against us here. Obviously, my weapon is just terrible now, unfortunately. It's, I know I said in the previous episode that it seems like the weapon's actually doing a pretty decent job. But unfortunately, I feel like it seems to be a bit outclassed now, because most of the time we are up against some pretty tough opponents, and they have very good armor. As you can see right there, the Stormlands Thunder Knight was only taking 40 damage from a Dragonbone bow. And this is literally the best bow in the game, as far as I can tell, from a damage and speed perspective, as well as accuracy, of course. And I have a pretty good bow skill. You know, I have a bow skill that's actually decent, and it's not really doing that much in comparison to, you know, what you might imagine, you know, against these guys, because they just have such good armor. And it's the same thing with my axe as well, because of course my axe is okay, you know, it's a fine axe. It's not terrible, you know, it's okay. And there's the wonderful headshot that is obligatory at this point in the battle. And well, it was very much obvious that we were going to achieve victory here, because the enemy just has not enough troops. And, well, that's it. That's all she wrote, really, isn't it? Because they're just not going to be able to do anything. Even if, and this is the funny thing, even if they had, you know, just generally higher tier units, we would still be winning this pretty easily. And as you can see, we're just absolutely murdering everyone. 600 kills and counting. They have 200 kills, which obviously is to be expected with the amount of really high tier cavalry they had. And that's the reason why I was really dubious, hesitant, whatever you want to call it, about going into a field battle with them. Because if we went into a field battle, which is exactly what this was, yeah, you're going to see some big casualties as a result of that, because they just have so many really good you know, mounted units. Like, for example, look at this. These guys, they literally had 22 Banner Knights. How many did these guys have? They had 20 Banner Knights. These guys had 20 Banner Knights, but they seem to always have around 20 Banner Knights. These guys, this fellow didn't. This guy didn't, but had Knights. So Knights are just as good, kind of, you know. They're not as good, but, you know, they're relatively similar kind of unit. This guy had a couple Banner Knights. Whoa, this guy had an insane amount, 33 of those. And we've got Stormlands, actually, and he had some Thunder Knights, of course. Not too many. This guy had 15 Banner Knights. Yeah, so you can quite clearly tell that these fellows were actually doing pretty amazingly, just from the fact that they had so many cavalry, and going into a field battle against them. Yeah, probably not advised to do that in many different ways. So I'm going to just be taking the Banner Knights, because they're obviously going to be kind of useful for me. And we're otherwise just going to be taking all the loot. And we'll see how we do, because obviously I do have a garrison, so it'd probably be a good idea for me to go into the garrison, pull out some units, just shore up Tyrion's party, shore up mine, of course, because we did end up losing quite a few units in that engagement. But we did manage to defend Lordsport, which is, of course, the point, isn't it? So, yeah, let's actually go ahead and... yeah, we don't have that many troops, unfortunately, in here any further. So, what I'm actually going to do is, while I will pull out some, I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of changing to the management of this particular fief. So if we go over to parties here, you can see that I actually set my current limit to 1277, but we're just going to make it unlimited wage at this point because I want to auto recruit as many forces as I can get, because unfortunately if they have, you know, less than an adequate garrison, we're going to see some really big attacks coming our way, and I didn't really want to have that. So we're just going to be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more careful about things. Oh, he actually didn't lose too many. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so he didn't lose too many, so basically I don't even have to give him that much. So we'll just give him those. And let's actually see what happens here. So garrison, let's put these guys in here. There we go. Don't need to take too many of them, of course. And do we have anything else here that I don't really want? The Frey Assassin is just going to die super fast. Not that big a fan. Okay, well, we'll just do that. There we are. Okay, not too bad. So let's just actually wait here for some time. I basically just want to wait here for some time, just try to restore ourselves as best we can. And then we can actually see what's going on. Because obviously, now that army has been taken care of, the war exhaustion for our opponent is going to... Actually, it's not even that large. That's really surprising. Wow, okay. I would have wholeheartedly assumed that they would have been super down now in terms of their war exhaustion. But yeah, let's actually just help out this guy real fast. I'm just going to continue onward. I need to actually convert some of our prisoners, but my army is currently full at the moment, so we'll just leave them for now. And what do we have going on here? We have a very large army from the Westerlands. No wonder they're seemingly doing fine. Okay, yeah, unfortunately, yes, we failed a task because the garrison is not that good at the moment in my town. So that's not particularly good. Okay, wait a minute. Ooh, we have a wonderful opportunity on our hands here, potentially. Maybe it's going to work. We'll see. All right, if this army can actually get into a battle with them, can we actually get them? Yeah, I think oh no, I did not. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, that is not so good. Okay, wait a minute. What do they actually have here? We may be able to at least achieve a good kill-death ratio. If we can get a good kill-death ratio, we shouldn't have to worry too much, and we can actually probably just run away or retreat tactically. Yeah, I was actually kind of hoping... I'm still surprised that this guy didn't actually join in. This is kind of weird, but... oh well, never mind. Can't do much about it now. So we're just going to have to play extremely defensively here, very economically, and then we'll be able to achieve victory, or at least hopefully. Now, let's see. Alright, well this is not looking particularly good, but the trees are of course going to be our allies in this, so I guess what I'm going to do is we will just select everyone, move them into the trees. This is going to be our best bet for pretty much anything. And we are going to move our infantry in here. Let's put them into a shield wall already. Let's get our archers over here. I'm going to keep them into a tight formation as well, because we just don't want, you know, enemy units being able to get past too easily. And we're just going to be leaving our cavalry in a similar situation as well, because what I want to do is, obviously, if the enemy decides to attack us straight away and be hyper aggressive like they seem to be, then probably gonna just tell them to charge in, which I think I'm gonna do. And as you can see, this is exactly the reason why I wanted to put my people into a shield wall, because they're just absolutely going all out. And my infantry should theoretically be the aggressor here. They should be the one that is winning. Should be is the operative word, or operative phrase. So, yeah, that may in fact be okay, but I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I mean, if we can keep the... I don't even know. I mean, my forces are just getting absolutely clobbered from every single angle. And I mean, that's the point. I don't have a lot, you see. I don't have a lot of them. Let's just tell our guys to charge in general. Because, you know, archers are generally going to be somewhat more useful. Maybe, you know what? I'm just going to make them auto-delegate so they can skirmish if they want to. I'm going to die really, really soon, by the way. Just because I took that damage to the face from a polearm. So that's not going to be particularly good. But we can only hope that if it does happen, at least I will have contributed somewhat. So I'm going to try to get a couple of kills here. I don't really care if I die, by the way. That's not really a big deal to me, as long as we achieve victory. And it seems as though we are actually doing something, amazingly enough. Seems like my forces are pulling it out, and they seem to be gaining the advantage somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. I think it's probably because we are fighting in this environment. You know, fighting on a hill has a great benefit. And if you're talking in Baldur's Gate terms or in D&D terms, we have advantage in this situation. Just generally because you are going to be able to dictate the flow of battle just that little bit more. You're not going to have the enemy able to just traipse right through you. They can't, you know, they can't barrel through you with their horses. It's going to be a lot harder for them to do anything like that. And if they do try, then your archers, of course, are going to also be able to run away just that much easily as well. So it is actually very, very good for us to do that. We are absolutely destroying them right now, surprisingly so. 3-1, in actual fact. Very, very good. Maybe I can continue to deal some damage. I am getting a couple of kills, actually, surprisingly enough. As I said before, I'm not really that damaging with this weapon, but as you can see, I actually do decent damage if I can get a good speed bonus. The speed bonus obviously really makes a big difference, but of course it also depends on what kind of armor piece that you hit of the opponent, because if you hit them in the neck or the head or something like that, you're obviously going to do more damage, and maybe in the arm as well, dependent on their arm armor. But most of the time I'm just happy to do damage, whatever it is. Oh, look at that, 135. Not too bad. My horse is taking a little bit of extra damage now as well. I'd prefer if it doesn't get killed. So I'm actually thinking now that they seem to be drawing us away a little bit. Not a big fan of that, but we do kind of still need to lay in a little bit of a pursuit to the enemy. How many do they have, by the way? How many total do they have? I'm actually not entirely sure. That's the big problem here. I think they have... What was it? Do they have 800? I think they have 800. Yeah, that's kind of bad, isn't it? Yeah, that's kind of bad. Okay, I'm gonna get my bow out. Maybe we can try to do some damage here. I'm gonna die, aren't I, against these guys? I think so. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna die. So I'm gonna just get out of here a little bit. Took some damage. And where are my cavalry, by the way? I don't think I have any. No, I've got 2. Okay. Yeah, that's not really going to help too much. I can try to do a little bit of a snipe here. Unfortunately, I have to ride relatively slowly because my crosshair is not good enough to, you know, give me accurate shots if I am traveling super fast. So yeah, that's obviously a bit of an issue in itself, because that means that I am much more of a sitting duck than I otherwise would be. Okay, yep. There we go. There we go. That's what, yeah. I mean, that's what happens, you know. That's what happens if you're trying to do what you need to do to win. But obviously, we're already doing absolutely fantastically. They only have 300 more troops, and I think we should be fine. But this is very much... I don't know. I'm actually not entirely sure. Oh, this is coming... This is actually... No, you know what? I think we're going to lose. Yeah, I think we are going to lose. Yeah, yep, we are. Okay, well, there you go. That's actually really, really bad, but I couldn't do much about that, unfortunately. As I said, I did get the advantage in regards to the environment, and that was the main cause for concern there. Obviously, we did also get caught out, because I thought to myself, okay, we're going to go in here because I wanted to get the allied army to help us. But of course, that ended up not happening. So yeah, that's not particularly good. Okay, wait a minute. What do you mean? I must beg my leave. Are you serious right now that he's literally wanting to fight me? So I have to surrender? Oh, okay. Oh wait, are you serious? Oh, is this bugged? Okay, I have a bad feeling that this is actually bugged. Because as you can see, if I select surrender here, I mean, there's no unit in this portrait either, by the way. So look, if I do this, your enemies take you prisoner, that's absolutely fine, but then he continues to... Okay, okay, I'm gonna leave. No, he's not allowing me to do anything. So in actual fact, it seems like I will need to reload because there is actually nothing I can do here. As you can see, okay. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Okay. I feel like it is actually quite important to show these kinds of situations, not the fact that it bugged out, but the fact that we had a defeat, because it makes every victory just that much sweeter, in my opinion. Because if you... Yeah, that's the thing. This is just in my opinion, by the way. But if you are a person that just shows victory upon victory upon victory, and people... You know, basically you just absolutely murdering every single person and you never suffering a defeat and all that stuff, I feel like that gets a little bit samey and a little bit repetitive and maybe even a little bit boring. I don't know. That's just my own personal, you know, perspective on the whole thing. And so that's why when things like this happen to me, it kind of adds that little bit of extra flavor. At least that's what I think. And those people, by the way, anyone out there that thinks that me losing or, you know, suffering a defeat is something to not like the video about or whatever, then that's absolutely fine. You can do that if you want to, but generally I feel like this just adds more to the story of Elias. You know, it adds to the whole flavor, as I said. And I think that that really makes a huge difference. Anyway, I'm going to be ending this episode off here because I'm going to need to reload. As I said, I'm going to need to reload the autosave because, as you can see, this obviously isn't going to work. And so I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.